please take the gum out?
I know I've said this on another episode, but Tiff cannot hear an atomic explosion 5 feet away. If you're chewing gum, and I don't care, I'm not talking about, okay, no, I'm not talking about.
If you're just simply crunching on something or munching.
That's a whole nother issue, that too, but I'm chewing gum like this, right? Not crazy, and you probably can't even pick it up on the microphone, okay?
But you're right next to my ear. I have a microphone in my ear. Yeah.
Why does it amplify crunchy noises and gum noises only? Everything else I have to yell at you. Does that make sense?
No, it does not.
No. If you're a hearing aid designer, engineer, and you happen to watch this episode, please rectify that situation.
Oh, there's a lot of things I need to tell engineers about hearing aids. Well, one, they need to be waterproof. Right now, these have been great. Like, they're not really waterproof, but they're rechargeable, so they have no openings in the hearing aid. Like, it's sealed completely. And these have been, I think, the best ones I've ever had, even though they're rechargeable. And I don't have to worry about batteries all the time.
Although, since I've been spending more time with you, I've been urging you to go see the audiologist more often.
That's because you're spending all day with me.
If you're sitting in the back of the car with Solomon and I'm driving, I have to do this so that my voice is going this direction towards the back of the car. Because if I'm like doing that, even this, nope, she can't hear me. I have to do this so she can hear me.
No, I have to read your lips.
How do you read my lips if you're in the back
mirror?
seat?
Like if you get your mouth up in the mirror, I can read your lips.
But chewing gum is an issue. Hey, what episode is this?
Okay, so yesterday I was telling Andrew, I said, we need to do an episode on 40 days and 40 nights, like the significance of 40. Mm-hmm. Well, last night was the 40th episode. So tonight we're going to do the 40 days and 40 nights.
Okay.
So
this is back to my original question.
What was it?
This is what happens.
Episode number 41.
I ask you a question, and then you go on a tangent. Not
because
on the actual question. You go on a tangent on related to my question, but you never answer the question.
I said, that remind me, we had our 40th episode last night. So what do you think tonight is?
Well, this is 40 plus 1.
Yes, 40 plus 1.
41.
So I didn't even have to give him the exact number. I gave him a hint.
Okay. Thank you for the hint, honey.
So, last night was the 40th episode, and we wanted to do one on 40 days and 40 nights, the significance of 40. It's just a really interesting...
You didn't even know it was a significant number.
No, I did.
You knew that?
I did, but I didn't know, because 40 is brought up in the Bible so many times, so there's 40 days and 40 nights, and then there's 40 years. Mm-hmm. Did you know there was 40 years?
Oh, there is 40 years, yeah.
It's all over the Bible.
That's how old I am.
Yeah. And 40 years here.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're younger than me, this is what you have to look forward to.
Maybe this will help you figure out, the significance of your age.
Yep. Well, I know the significance of 40, and I'm 40, so I get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell them what the significance of 40 means.
Okay. So 40 means that it is like trials, and it's associated with like affliction and punishment and those kinds of things. So the reason I thought of 40 is because, and I thought it'd be cool to go over 40.
By the time you turn 40, you've had a lot of affliction and a lot of trials and a lot of punishment.
Right. But the same thing with being COVID. If you're stuck inside all the time and you're following the stay-at-home orders, it's kind of similar. It's like, going through this. It's been 40 days, this whole quarantine, and it's been at least 40 days for most of us. So.
Do I need to get on the tangent that I was on this morning?
No. No.
Can I just ask this question? Why are people still getting COVID-19 and they're not first responders? Is there a reason?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. So we're not going to go into that.
Okay.
We're going to be positive about this.
Yes, positive. Go ahead, baby.
Yes, he was very angry about it this morning because, you know, as you all know, like for most of you that are trying to go back to work, it's very frustrating. So that's the reason why we had a lot of episodes on, you know, frustration and patience and being content and that kind of thing. So all of these things we felt guilty of. So that's the reason why we were hitting on a lot of these verses. But tonight we're going to talk about, ironically, it is raining outside, cats and dogs, and storming. So we are talking about 40 days and 40 nights. Most of you probably have heard of the story about Noah and Noah's Ark. There's also the story of 40 days and 40 nights fasting that Jesus did before his death. And there was also another story in the Bible about Elijah. And he also, he went through 40 days and 40 nights. I think it was like similar to fasting. He ate enough to last him through 40 days and 40 nights to get to Mount Sinai, where he was trying to get to, or is being called to. So the 40 days and 40 nights with Noah and the flood is very interesting because, like, this is a story I always heard as a young kid. Did you always hear this story when you were younger? Like how Noah's Ark.
I've never heard of it.
Okay. You didn't go to Bible school, vacation Bible school? They probably, vacation Bible.
Did you?
Well, actually, there's still a lot of vacation Bible schools, VBS. But
Does he have music playing or anything
I don't
for the
know
baby? Did
Yeah.
you say?
I did.
So the baby is high maintenance. He has to have
Are you sidetracking here?
the baby has to have somebody singing, like music playing, nursery rhymes going, and he has to have like
A sound machine.
a sound machine going at the same time. Tiff, she doesn't know anything about sound. So I go in there and the baby has slept for 5 minutes and is woken up. No sound machine, nobody singing.
Well,
Tiff just puts the baby's like, ah, and she puts the baby in the crib and then walks away. And then 5 minutes later, he's going ape noodle. And she's like, I don't understand, just not going to sleep. I'm like, he's 5 months old.
I play the
What do you-
music. It's the music I play. It's the sound machine that drives you crazy because you don't think I don't turn on the sound machine.
No,
I
you
just think
don't
it
turn
needs to
on
be
the
one or
sound.
the other, not a
I would
thing.
love for it to be none of the other.
Me too,
but-
but you can't always do both. I have the
I'm
sound
just
machine
with it
and the
raining and, hopefully.
Okay, so someone got us sidetracked and we're at 8 minutes.
He's not going to ape noodle, so
Okay.
we're in good shape.
All right,
You know
so
what? I'm going to be here for 30 minutes. I don't care. Let's read the whole book. Let's do it.
well, I'm encouraging you guys to read about Noah's story because it's really interesting. If you have not heard of Noah and the 40 days and 40 nights of raining, it's a really cool story and it's very detailed. So I like this story. And when I heard about it when I was a child, you hear the snippets of it and like the overall picture.
That's right. You're
So,
totally
like-
right. That reminded me.
Yeah.
Because Noah, you know about the animals and the
Yeah,
flood and all
you
this
hear
stuff.
about the 2 by
But
2.
when you go in and you read it, you're like, no, this is pretty cool. Because the details that are in there, you probably missed if you only know the kids' version of the story.
Yeah. So, when the cool thing that I realized with Noah, God chose him because Noah was had a very good relationship with God. He was not a perfect person. He was righteous. He was a righteous man, and he had fellowship with God. And all the other people, the reason that God had to wipe out the earth was because it was becoming evil and it was becoming violent, and he wanted to get rid of all of that. And he felt so bad for creating all of that. And so it broke his heart that he had to do this. But anyway, this is what he did and chose Noah and his family to be a part of the ark. And then they brought in the animals 2 by 2. So, and it goes into details too about how big the ark is and that kind of thing.
What it's made out of.
Yeah, what it's made out of. And then also, and it's just like, how did they have all the materials for all this back in the days? Like if you think 2,000 years ago, how did they cut it and shape it and put all the tar inside to make it waterproof?
Maybe
and
they had that spray flex steel stuff you see on TV.
maybe
It makes a boat out of it.
But
Amazing.
it's just incredible how God gave them the talent to do this, but then they probably didn't have the equipment. Like there's no equipment that we have today to build an ark that they did back in the day. So
They
it's
had a
just
saw.
it's really cool to think about, things like
They
that.
had a hammer and nails.
So when we were talking about the 40 days and 40 nights, I wanted to bring up, the covenant. So God talked about the covenant in the Bible, and that's like basically the covenant. It means bond. It means having a relationship with commitment and having promises. So every time you see covenant in the Bible, God talks about the covenant that goes along with a lot of these stories because he makes promises to them. And God never, he never fails, and he never, never breaks his promises. And so the really cool verse I wanted to bring up tonight is Genesis 9:12 through, I believe it's like maybe 17, but I want to read it to you because it's kind of relevant to today and, with the whole quarantine thing and just having a relationship with God. And, he has a promise. There is hope in the end of all of this. And so that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this tonight. But chapter 9 in Genesis and verse 12, then God said, I am giving you a sign of my covenant with you and with all living creatures for all generations to come. I have placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is the sign of my covenant with you and with all the earth. When I send clouds over the earth, the rainbow will appear in the clouds, and I will remember my covenant with you and all living creatures. Never again will the floodwaters destroy all life. When I see the rainbow in the clouds, I will remember the eternal covenant between God and every living creature on earth. Then God said to Noah, yes, this rainbow is the sign of the covenant I am confirming with all the creatures on the earth. And it's just so cool because every time you go out and see a rainbow, it's very much like that, don't you think? I think, do you remember we were somewhere and we saw the biggest and the brightest rainbow? It was like so bright. Do you remember
We were
that?
in New Zealand.
Was it New Zealand?
And we saw like 2 rainbows.
It was
we go to New
so
Zealand, it was
bright.
incredible. So, but there were like 2 rainbows. We're
Yeah.
like going, yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah. So, and just real quick before we end here, so it talks about the rainbow is a meteorological phenomenon associated with the rainstorm, and it's an image of peace for all the earth. So that's super cool. So every time you see a rainbow, it's the promise of God, and it means peace. So I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll say the prayer
We're
tonight.
at 12 minutes. I want to make it longer.
No, we can't. We can't.
No, because your parents watch these videos.
I think
they
it's so cute that
always
they
tell
do.
us that our videos are too long. So
Okay.
I want to make the video
All
longer.
right, let's stop because we only have 15 minutes for the Instagram TV. So.
Hey, while we're here, why don't we tell your mom how to upload a video to YouTube?
She doesn't have an account, okay? All right. So we want to continue to pray for everybody that are struggling today, and just know that, in this Bible it talks all about God's promises and the covenant, and there's hope. Hope will always win over fear, over everything. All your tribulations and trials. Just always remember that faith and that hope will push and win through it all. All right. So we'll say prayer.
That's good.
All right.
Thank you, honey.
Yes.
Yeah. You
All
did
right.
good.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for the promises and the blessing that you poured over us in our life, even though we don't always deserve them. And thank you for forgiving us for all of our sins. And we ask that you continue to forgive us for any harm that we've done to others, or any and just any judgment that we may have. And please release all the stress and the weight that we may be carrying today. And for those that are carrying the extra weight and feeling like they can't handle a lot, any much more than what they can handle, Lord, give them the strength and the endurance to get through this. And I especially ask you give strength and endurance to all of the frontline workers that are out there today. Thank you for this day and giving us the opportunity to love you and share your love. In Jesus' name, amen.
You want to waste an entire night? You want to waste an entire night?
I'm done.
You know what to do?
What?
Research the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay, got it. We'll do that.
And
Have a good
watch
night.
Indiana Jones. It's really interesting.
Okay.
It really is.
Well, and there is the Ark in Kentucky. My grandparents went and saw that, and I thought it was such a cool picture. It is humongous. So
wanna
if you're
go
in
see it.
Kentucky, you probably should go see that. It's
Research
perfect.
Ark of the Covenant.
All right.
Do it.
Bye. Have a
Do
good
it
night.
now.